Coming up on Mountain News at 6, the deaths related to the recent winter weather in Kentucky goes up again. Plus, 2 bills focusing on accountability and leadership in schools easily pass a state Senate committee.
And first alert weather days have been declared for Friday going into Saturday. We'll tell you why coming up.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear announced new deaths related to the recent winter weather today. The governor says they've learned about 6 new deaths since his last update, bringing the total number now to 22. He shared the news during a Team Kentucky update this afternoon. Some of the deaths were in our area in Leslie and Floyd counties. Beshear also gave an update on power outage numbers in Kentucky.
Power outage numbers now down to 604. That is full power across the state. On any given day, we'd see that number or larger. So to our utilities, to all the line men and line women that have been out there working, thank you.
Of course, we're still dealing with water issues in several counties as well. The governor also thanked everyone involved with keeping Kentuckians safe during the recent winter storm. Now, a sad update on a story we told you about last week. State police say they found James Garfield Grubbs dead inside a Nissan Altima on private property along US 421 in the Kaywood area. Troopers say an autopsy will be conducted by the state medical examiner's office in Frankfort. They say exposure to the elements and pre-existing medical conditions are believed to have contributed to his death. Foul play is not suspected. A house fire in Floyd County killed a woman Tuesday, and as the smoke clears, her community is mourning the loss. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more on that.
You know, to see somebody being that close to him, you know, and then you look over there and all you got a pile of ashes there, you know. Not no memory or anything, you know, just ashes laying there, all you got.
One Prestonsburg community is still in shock after a fire tore through the home of 86-year-old Pearl Jervis Johnson Tuesday.
I talked to her probably 30 minutes before it, then I got a call, the house was on fire. And the time I got to the house, it was already gone.
Lonzo Jervis says the home, which Johnson's father built nearly 100 years ago, was engulfed in flames when he made it to the scene, working to battle the blaze with the Cow Creek Fire Department. But Jervis is not just a firefighter, he is also Johnson's neighbor and nephew.
My dad's youngest sister and a family of 12, and she was the last one left, and she lived there all of her life.
So seeing the loss of the family home was one hit, but the fact that Johnson did not escape the flames has weighed heavy on his heart.
It was devastating.
He says it will be nearly impossible to even be in his own yard now, knowing what his family and community lost right next door.
You get out here and you look out there and early in the morning, you see a little white head bobbing up and down. She was just a garden person. She lived her garden.
Jervis says she always took such pride in caring for not only those plants, but her people.
And she was a real girl, good person. She's an icon in the community. Everybody would call her for advice, and she was ready to give it to them.
Making it even more difficult to say goodbye.
It's going to be hard to live in the community here and not look over and she ain't Pearl.
In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The state fire marshal was at the scene today. Officials say the cause of the fire is still under investigation. And this was certainly not the only deadly fire in the mountains in recent weeks. Earlier this week, a fire in Harlan County claimed the life of 62-year-old Judy Holden. 66-year-old Catherine Smith was killed by a fire in Knox County last week. There was another house fire in Floyd County. 79-year-old Juanita Hall died in that one last week. And nearly 2 weeks ago, a house fire in Leslie County took the life of 68-year-old Rex Smallwood. A Pulaski County man faces 2 decades in prison in a 2025 murder case. Ralph Lettner pleaded guilty to killing his wife, Kimberly Lettner, last April. She was found dead from a gunshot wound. Pulaski County Commonwealth's Attorney David Dalton says Lettner was sentenced to 20 years in prison. He says due to Lettner's previous felony conviction, he's likely to serve the full 20-year sentence. A Letcher County man appeared in court via Zoom for a motion hour yesterday. Ethan Brown had a hearing in 3 prior cases. In one of the indictments against him, it says Brown wantonly engaged in conduct which created substantial danger of death or serious physical injury to Danielle Sturgill when he fired a weapon at her home. Court documents say that incident happened in April 2025. Here are the other 2 cases involving Brown, and we have reported on these before. In 2023, he was charged with murder in connection with the death of Nolan Nagel. That incident reportedly took place near the old Whitesburg High School football field. Brown was also charged with assaulting an officer in that incident, and that happened at the Letcher, in an incident rather, that happened at the Letcher County Jail in 2024. He was also charged with terroristic threatening in that case. We are told Brown was supposed to be up for a psychiatric evaluation, but that has not been set yet. He's scheduled to return to court on April 1st. In Madison County, newly released body camera footage shows a struggle between officers and an inmate at the jail that attorneys say led to the inmate's death. Attorneys for the family of 42-year-old Dion Watts say he died January 6th, days after the incident with officers outside the Madison County Detention Center. The attorneys released the video claiming the officers attacked Watts during a mental health crisis. As the body camera video shows, he tried to open the door to an enclosed entrance, but it was being held shut. Seconds later, the garage door opened and Watts is seen taking an officer to the ground. The video shows multiple officers wrestling to detain Watts. Watts can be seen resisting and using his hands against the officer.
I gave him a couple knee strikes because he wouldn't give me his hands.
The attorney said Watts believed someone was trying to kill him. He was heard screaming, "Stop, please, help," and "No" throughout the video. The video shows Watts with what appears to be a severe ankle injury. Officers debated whether the injury happened during the struggle.
It wasn't like that. I don't know what happened to it.
Are you saying it broke in the Sally Port before we started fighting? No, I'm just asking him. Because he's got a crutch.
The crutch. Yes.
An ambulance took Watts to UK Hospital where he died 5 days later. In a previous statement to our sister station, Madison County Jailer Larry Brock said he is committed to transparency and accountability. According to the attorneys, the Madison County Jail ranks 2nd in Kentucky for inmate deaths, with 12 between 2020 and 2024. Our break from First Alert Weather Days will not last long. A new winter weather advisory begins tomorrow for parts of the region. Meteorologist Eric Dean has our first look at the forecast.
All right, and you can see that winter weather advisory scrolling on the top of your screen. First Alert Weather Days have been declared for Friday. Going into Saturday morning, we'll see the snow chances ramp up, then followed by cold air for your Saturday. Ice and snow on the roadways and refreezing will be likely. As a matter of fact, this is the wind chill Saturday morning. Look at this. Down to 12 below in Wise, 3 below in Hazard, 4 below in Pikeville, 3 below in Mount Vernon, 3 below in Moorhead, as well as Louisa. So bundle up if you have plans Saturday morning. Here's a live pinpoint Doppler radar right now, and you can see a little bit of snow activity across portions of eastern Kentucky. We'll go ahead and pinpoint over towards portions of Wayne County and Kentucky near Monticello. Looks like we're seeing a little bit of snow. Some of this is not hitting the ground at this time. The dark blue shading, so that's where it is. Now, take a look here at the temperatures right now in the 20s and 30s. It feels like temperature a couple degrees off from the ambient temperature, courtesy of that wind staying in play. When you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the low to mid 20s will greet you. We'll make a run for the 30s again for your Friday, and then we're going to take the temperatures for Saturday. Details coming up in the First Alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. 2 bills that focus on accountability and leadership in schools easily passed a state Senate committee today. Both are considered priority legislation. One deals with ensuring fairness between teacher and administrator pay. Another sets up a program to help school principals in their new roles. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on what the laws would do if passed.
We have a second from Senator Wilson.
Kentucky lawmakers say there's been a lot of complaints in recent years about central office staff earning significantly more than frontline teachers.
It's a larger problem in your urban areas, your urban districts. your wealthier districts that have more funds available.
Senate Bill 2 would not allow administrators to receive larger percentage pay increases than teachers.
Our teachers should not be asked to fall behind while administrators move ahead.
Accountability and transparency and making sure there is some equalization of pay for administrators versus frontline teachers.
Senate Bills 2 and 4 passed the Senate Education Committee unanimously. Senate Bill 4 would set up a new 4-year training program to help new school principals.
But the number one reason that teachers were leaving the profession was leadership in their building.
Senate Bill 4 sets up school principal leadership programs, with the Kentucky Chamber Foundation assisting with the framework, and businesses have already funded some through the program.
And I am sure if you talk to any of them, they will tell you that this was truly a life-changing experience.
Senator West says if the measure passes, he will request the state invest more than $2 million for the 4th year of the program. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Senate Bills 2 and 4 now move to the full Senate floor. Earlier this week, State Representatives Patrick Flannery of Olive Hill and Derek Lewis of London filed House Bill 535, or the Eastern Kentucky Energy Savings Act. That bill would focus on lowering energy costs for people throughout eastern Kentucky and would also strengthen the reliability of the power grid. Representative Lewis highlights securitization and says this bill would provide immediate relief for mountain families.
If Kentucky Power is to opt into securitization, there is a 2-year freeze of any rate increase during that time. So customers will not only not pay any other higher rate, but in addition, because of the savings through securitization, they will pay a lower rate. So we're talking immediate relief. And so I just really want to stress that point.
The bill has been filed and is now awaiting assignment to a committee. We'll have more about this legislation tonight at 11. Another bill is moving forward in the legislature that could change your drinking water. This afternoon, House Bill 103 passed by a 67 to 29 vote. The proposal would make water fluoridation optional for local water systems, removing the state mandate. Some lawmakers raised concerns about the logistics this bill could require if passed.
I just don't know how, if you allow all these systems to have their choices, how this whole water system and how we distribute water in the state doesn't break down.
Similar bills have been approved in the House in previous years, but then stalled. House Bill 103 now heads to the Senate. The Wolfe County Search and Rescue Team received $5 million in federal funding. Members say that money will go toward constructing and developing a new emergency operations center. They say the new center will strengthen emergency response capabilities and improve coordination during disasters. We have more about this at WYMT.com and our news app.
All right, here's a look at the satellite and radar. Right now, you can see a little bit of snow pushing through portions of the Commonwealth, especially over towards the Louisville, Lexington area. Now, some of this is not hitting the ground, but snow chances pick up for the day on Friday. Details on the first look forecast coming up.